And hello, everybody. This is Brian Hayes, and I'm back with another episode of the Crank Matt podcast. Sunday here, trying to get this thing done before the Carolina Panthers game, even though we absolutely suck. But I'm going to want to get this thing going. I'm going to have on the podcast today Kole DavidHeiser. Kole was a freshman at Faith Christian Academy. It's going to be in Pennsylvania, kind of outside of Philadelphia. Buck 6-pounder, I think. Buck 6-pounder. Two-time middle school double Fargo All-American. Journeyman Placer. He placed, I think, third in his middle school states. They call like the PJW was up there. So just a wrestler I met at Elite Eight duels a couple weeks ago back in Georgia. And, you seem like a kid that's probably got a lot to talk about. So, I'll tell you what, guys, I'm getting ready to bring them on. And, so here we go. We got Kole DavidHeiser. Kole, man, how's everything going, man?
It's going good. I appreciate you having me on today, this podcast.
Yeah. Just talk to us a little bit about yourself, man. What's been going on? You prepping for Super 32?
So I'm actually not going to Super 32 this year. I decided late last week that I competed the past 5 weeks, needed a break before the season started, just getting bigger so I can, fill out the 106-pound weight class and not be underweight for it.
How far under are you?
So I'm about 106 right now, but my weight really fluctuates. It can be under, can be over. So I want to get up to that 110, 112 weight. So I have a couple pounds to lose before tournament. So I have somewhat of an advantage on someone.
Yeah. Do you think necessarily like the weight's an issue? Like, is it a mental thing that when you feel like you're undersized, you feel like you maybe don't have that ability to compete as hard?
Yeah, I definitely say that. And that Journeyman last weekend, I got 8th in the high school 106, but 7 kids in front of me were just a lot bigger than I was, and it was a mental thing. I think I wrestled well, but I feel like if I can get that mental aspect out of my head, where these kids are the same as I am, they might just be a little bit bigger, I can compete with the top kids at the 106-pound weight.
Now, you've always competed at a high level. I mean, Fargo, Journeyman, PJW, and you do find there. Talk to me about your Fargo run. I mean, where were you at weight class wise? Where were you at, and where were you at mentally going into that tournament?
Yeah, so I wrestled 94 at Fargo this year, 88 last year, and I was pretty big for both of those weights. I weighed 102 going into Fargo to wrestle 94, so it was a decent cut for me. And I was one of the biggest kids at that weight. So I feel like when I'm a big kid at a weight like that, then I compete to the best, and my mental is just it's there. Like I didn't have any problems mentally at Fargo. And my run at Fargo was great. I made the quarterfinals. I had an unfortunate loss, I like mentally gassed really in the quarterfinals. Came back, won, and then my Conti semis, I choked a little bit. I was up 8-4, 10 seconds left, got turned twice. So that was definitely mentally straining going into that 5th and 6th place match, but I found myself going into that 5th and 6th place match and ended up teching my kid to get 5th at Fargo. So my overall run at Fargo was really good. And I got 4th in Greco.
Yeah, that cover photo you sent me, was that from Fargo?
That was Cadet Duels.
Cadet Duels. I would hate to be the kid that like just searching to see that. Like I don't know, it was. I don't know. Look kind of. Was that like Greco?
Yeah, I reverse lifted the kid and I got 5 off of that.
Yeah, I could see. I was like, how do you that you're not going to get that in freestyle?
No,
yeah, I was like, but it was just that looked like it
That's
probably might have hurt, man. I don't know.
yeah. That was a great photo that the photographer captured for sure.
Yeah. What's just so a little bit about yourself, man. So tell me about you and your journey and how you kind of got this walk into wrestling, man.
Yeah, so I think I started wrestling when I was about 6 years old. My dad was a high school coach, a youth coach, kind of like he wrestled in high school, he wrestled in college, so it was pretty much in the bloodline. My grandfather wrestled, and I used to wrestle with my brother all the time, and it was just meant to be that I got into the sport, and I just started at 6, and I just went through each step of the process. In youth, wrestled a lot in youth, and then I got to middle school. I started to really figure out that I wanted to do wrestling. I quit all the other sports I did, just focused on wrestling. I placed third at PJW's my 8th grade year, which was last year. And that's when I really thought, man, I can really be good at this sport. And I just started putting in the work. And, I really found it this summer with my success at Fargo and then being asked to go to Elite Eight with a team like Beast of the East. And we went down there and won the tournament. And then being asked to go to Journeyman. And I was on a PA Power card last weekend. So being asked to be on that, just a lot of great opportunities that wrestling has brought me.
Yeah, I saw the so that whole journeyman grappler PA power card was like uh, a headache and like a good thing, like all at the same time. So I had my flow account. I had to like bomb somebody's Rockfin account. I had to bomb an extra flow account because I had uh, I had journeyman on like on a smart TV on my account. I had grappler on somebody else's flow account because you can't like log in two people at the same time. And
Right.
then I bombed a Rockfin account so I could watch all you guys wrestle. And I sat there and I like watched the whole thing. Um, I I know your particular match in general kind of. I know it didn't work out the way you wanted. You turn around and wrestle the same guy again, and Journeyman did a little bit better. I think it was
Yeah.
Lincoln Sledjanowski.
Yeah.
Was
From
that
the
who you
fort.
wrestled?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that kid came up from like Florida. But um, how is it on that stuff, man? I mean, it's good exposure. Just tell me a little bit about especially the PA Power event, how you enjoyed it, regardless of the outcome.
Yeah, I love that event. Like it was just a really good habitat that we were in. Like the place was cool in itself, and then you have the card where you wrestle someone, call you out, they give you the smoke and all that, and then they interview you afterwards. So they're just giving you a lot of exposure, and there's a lot of college coaches there. So I mean, PA really does want the best for you when it comes to wrestling, and I think that they show that and they provide that to the wrestlers.
Um, and both of both of your matches against Lincoln, where do you feel like you were kind of not getting the job done at? Then and like what are your pros and cons from that match? Like, what did you do good and what did you do bad? Or how are you gonna capitalize on the things you did bad?
Yeah, so the PA power card. Um, he shot in and I scrambled out of it. Actually came into a high leg Turk and got a one swipe off of it. So, that first period and then I wrote him out. I was up 2-0, but I got a one swipe. So I was like, man, dude, like I'm in this. I can win this. And so 2-0, I wrote him out the first. In the second period, I wrote him out for about a minute. He got out. We stayed on our feet. It was 2-1 going into the third. And I was feeling it. Then I went bottom, thinking I could get out, and I just couldn't get out. Like he's tying up my wrist a lot, and I was fighting wrist with my wrist, not my elbows, and he turned me twice. Ended up winning 6-2, I want to say. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, my cons are bottom 100%. Like I just need to get out on bottom.
It's funny because I had a little conversation with Aaron Seidel, and because his match he couldn't get off bottom either. Um, Sometimes I feel like bottom is like the most like under practice position in wrestling practices. I mean,
100%.
now it could be that people are still coming out of trying to come out of the freestyle mindset too. But
Yeah,
it's
that's my weakness right now.
yeah,
It's just I'm just in freestyle mode.
yeah.
Still
But
coming out.
every practice that I've seen, whether it be in North Carolina, Pennsylvania, no matter where I go, most of the emphasis is probably on neutral and top, but probably more so neutral. And so it's like if you don't practice getting up, it's going to be hard because some people, that's their thing, being able to hold you down and especially be able to hold you down and turn you. So I mean, it's just like you got to be able to get up, because getting up off bottom could be the difference between you winning a big tournament or a big match, or losing a big tournament or a big match. So
Yeah.
if it's an opportunity, I guess just you got to figure out a way to work on that position. And I mean, I know you got partners to do so. I mean, you got Gage Botero in your room, who's a freaking beast in and of itself. But tell me a little bit about him, and and how he's helped got you better. I know you guys probably rolled in practice some.
Yeah, Gage, he's one of my great friends. I train with him a lot. Him and I, Fargo, we practiced a lot together to Fargo. I brought him out to Fargo. He's kind of just like one of my brothers, really. Uh, Families are great friends, and yeah, we take a lot of time to work with each other on stuff we need help with after practice, before practice. He'll come over sometimes when we work on stuff, and like last week, I think he showed me a lot of stuff on bottom. He's had a lot of success on bottom, getting out. Just his style is good for bottom. I spent a couple hours with him last week just working on bottom, and I feel like it's really elevated my game in that week. And yeah, he's just a great kid. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. He's a great teammate. He's really good wrestler. Top 10 in the country right now. He's probably gonna go get a Super 32 medal next weekend. Super happy for him and all his success so far.
Yeah, another thing is with the bottom position, it's like some people are like one and done. What I mean by that is they'll explode, hit that one move, and make like the best attempt to kind of get off on bottom, and then when it doesn't happen, they just kind of sit there instead of like trying to put two and two together, and just keep moving, and because the moment you pause is when the top guy can probably put a boot in or put two boots in, and then you're in trouble. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it's a guy that can ride double boots. You're pretty much done. Like you're not, and the only way that you would be able to really get some help is if the official determines that the guy is kind of holding you down, making no attempt to improve, and then he hits stall or stops it and starts you back over. But other than that, like you're pretty much done. So Faith Christian Academy, that school's coming up. I know, I only know of Faith Christian Academy because I know the two little Bachman boys that go there, Freddie and Joe. I know they're coming up in a game. Those kids are probably going to go and take another Super 32 title next week to
Yeah.
add it to the millions that they already have. So I mean, those kids are I can't wait till they come in high school and just being able to follow those two from the time I've gotten to know them about 3 years ago. It's going to be extra fun. All that good old stuff. Outside of wrestling, man, like what are things that you do, like just in general, like just as a kid?
Yeah, so I'm really big into hunting and fishing. So any weekend I really have free, I'm up in my cabin. That's actually where I am right now. I'm going hunting tomorrow morning, and I just love the outdoors. That's like one of my favorite things to do is just be outdoors, riding four-wheelers, hunting, fishing, really that type of stuff. I'm a nature kid. I love the outdoors.
Yeah. So when you hunt, what do you normally like hunt for?
Yeah, deer usually that's what's in season right now. Hunting for buck and doe, and then in the spring I'll hunt for turkeys with a shotgun. That's pretty much all in PA. You can hunt pheasants, small game bird. So there's a lot of variety.
How well versed are you on the kind of fish and game kind of wildlife laws? Are you do you as you being a young guy, do you kind of know those pretty well?
Yeah, 100%. Study them every year. They give you a book when you buy your license, just what new rules are and what rules they've maybe taken out. Just kind of got to look for those. And to get your license, you got to take like a hunter safety course. So I mean, just it's really textbook stuff that you got to know. It's just, I mean, it's idiot proof, really.
Yeah, I so I've only went hunting once, and the it wasn't even me. So literally, this happened maybe 14, 15 years ago. There was a I was helping coaching at a high school here in North Carolina, and one of the kids on the team was good friends with his mom and dad, like real good friends with his mom and dad. And it's like a Saturday morning, and he calls me. He's like, "Hey, it's like, do you want to go hunting?" And I'm like, "Dude," he's like, like freaking 14 or something years old. I'm like, well, why do I want to go hunting with you? He was like, "Well, uh, I just need somebody to drive me." And I was just like, "Oh, what was your dad doing?" He's like, "Well, he's busy today, but I really want to go." So long story short, we get his dad's truck, we go. He knows like all the do's and don'ts. So I just following the lead of a 14-year-old,
Right,
and he shoots his he shoots a buck, and then
right. Yeah, yeah.
and you know we do the thing like there's I mean it was a whole thing like
You
with it
got
because
it? Did you got it?
yes, I'm getting to that. It was a whole thing with like where you have to shoot it at and things that I did not know. But so we get into the truck and like on his on his land was like a place where they hang it up. He knew how to gut the whole
Skin
thing. It was
it.
the
Skin it.
skin it, gut the nastiest thing I've ever seen.
Huh.
Like I would
It takes a lot to do that. I just did it for the first time like 2 years ago. I was
yeah
14 years old and I learned to do it.
yeah I would do good to not see that sloppiness again. But I
Yeah.
mean, at the same time, I mean, I'm assuming that you guys keep a lot of deer meat around, huh?
Yeah, we actually have two extra freezers and fridges at my house just filled with deer meat all year long.
Yeah, it's probably. Is it a little bit? I guess they say it's a little bit better to eat for you. I don't know. I mean, don't really know
I
much
mean,
about it.
yeah, because it's just like it's like a natural animal. Like it's nothing's processed really, like you would get at a grocery store. I mean, you're doing it yourself. You're butchering it. You're vacuum sealing it. So I mean, it's all fresh and like natural. It's not going through a grocery store and whatnot.
You know, you know what sucks. Speaking of that, this you know is if you walk in a grocery store, it's crazy that it costs more money to like eat healthy, right? So like something's organic,
Yeah,
it costs more money than something that's not. It's like you would think, well, if they're using a lot of these chemicals and the steroids, that it costs money for those chemicals, that it would be that the regular processed stuff would be more money, right? I mean, it's really weird that I could go to um, a Wendy's and get like a freaking 5 for $5 and get two burgers and two fries and a drink for like $5, but $5, you know, won't get you food off the hot bar like Whole Food. Like it's
it's
sometimes I think
crazy.
like sometimes I think man really like it's a in this country kind of we're kind of living in a terrible way. I know you're too young to kind of really see a lot of this stuff, but um, and in the minimal years of life that you have, like, what are some things you worry about sometimes in this country? You know that. that bothers you that that you can kind of speak on?
Yeah, I mean, not to get too much on the politics topic, but just really politics, like where our country has gone in the last 2 years under a new president. How got up to over $5 a gallon. Um, just a lot of stuff has been taken away from us. The pipeline being shut down. Just a lot of our resources are being sold off. We're selling reserves and whatnot. So just kind of on that side of things, I see it, and it just scares me to see, you know, when the older generation of my parents is gone, what the country's gonna look like when I'm still here, and like when I have kids, to see like what the country looks like when I have kids, just how it evolves really, and how new technology is coming out, robots are being developed, that type of stuff.
And that's actually what's scary the most is that right now you have, first of all, I don't trust, you got self-driving tractor trailers, um, self-driving cars. Every self-driving tractor trailer eliminates a job. For
100%.
yeah, every self-driving car eliminates a car. I will guarantee you Uber would probably start buying up a bunch of self-driving cars so there's no people you're having to pay to. I mean, it's getting ready to be a whole thing. Self-checkouts in stores, man. I think about it all the time. I it's crazy. Now, it seems like you actually, it's funny that I'm getting ready to say this. You seem like a kid that could probably go into politics. You actually have a political, imagine like going into like a service academy and like being General DavidHeiser. It just sounds like a freaking name for a general. And then like President DavidHeiser. Like honestly though, I mean, it's crazy. I used to like a lot of kids that I talk to. I'd say, man, I don't even want to. I only like before crap hits the fan. Like, get me out of here. Like because it scares me. But the thing is that these politics also have an impact on the sport that you love to do, right? For instance,
Yeah.
COVID had an impact on the sport that you love to do, and it's all in what people want to believe and in their mental state, right? So, a lot of people, when you talk about, a lot of people when they look at the news, they believe everything and they just fill your head with garbage,
Yeah,
But
that's the problem. People just believe the first thing they see, really. Like, and then they'll try and voice their opinion on it, and it just won't make sense because they saw it on this site or they saw it on that site compared to another site, really.
yeah, well, I'll, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what's not fake news. This is not fake news. You're going to win a PIAA state title. That's not fake news.
Yes, sir.
You're going to do it. You're going to do it. Well, I mean, I say this sadly. I mean, at least you ain't got to worry about the boy over at Bishop McCourt. I mean, their situation sucks. I mean,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
bad.
yeah. I mean, that's one less jit you got to worry about. And I really just said jit on the podcast. Wow. All right. Anyways, Elite Eight, man. Tell me a little bit about the Elite Eight performance. Like, and how'd you feel like you did?
So yeah, Elite Eight. I think I competed well. I definitely came up in the finals really well. I pinned my kid, and just it was huge bonus points for the team. Um, yeah, and like the matches I lost, they were all good losses. Like I learned from the losses, and I took a lot back. I scored a lot of points, which was good. So I felt good overall. There's a few matches that I don't think I should have lost. I came out with the winning record, which I was positive about. Um, yeah, and then I met you down there. That's pretty cool.
Well, I'm glad that somebody thinks it's cool meeting me. But no, I've been doing this a lot to where like I've been around a lot of like high level wrestlers. I enjoy like talking to other wrestlers, especially like high level wrestlers, and when you go to events like Elite Eight, they're just replete with high level wrestlers. You're not going to find it's not the event for like novice type.
Yeah.
But I mean, but at the end of the day, you got to start somewhere, just not there, right?
Yeah, that's definitely not the tournament to start out at.
Yeah. Like a little bit about your I know you kind of spoke on a little bit at the beginning of the podcast, but just a little bit about your come up in a sport. What are some of the things that you've learned? Just not even really with wrestling, but the stuff you kind of learned about life through wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, wrestling has taught me a lot of respect and discipline. Discipline, like weight cutting wise, and discipline just in general, and a lot of respect for the sport. I mean, it's a sport where you should respect yourself and respect other people. It's not a sport where you want to fist fight someone if you lose. You just have to have overall respect for everyone. And I think that goes a long way if you have that respect. College coaches will see that, and it's something good that you want to have.
Right. Now your older brother, Kate,
Yeah.
he's different school. Like what's the reasoning behind that? Just wondering.
Yeah, he goes to the Hill School. It's a prep school. Really, the reasoning behind it is I just felt more comfortable at Faith Christian Academy. I like Faith Christian Academy. It fits my needs well, and I just like the atmosphere there. The Hill School is just different. It's academically good, athletically good, but it's just we're two different kids. Yeah, just two different people, really. Just better. Each school fit our needs differently.
It's funny about like the academic part, and people want to challenge themselves academically, and it's crazy that I look at it like this, but why? It's like if I can go to a regular public school, do the same academics, I still have a chance of getting to any other college out there. I'm like, dude, why are you going to put more people? Some of these kids put more academic stress on themselves than what's needed. And granted, I mean, you need to be smart. You need to be able to get a good job and be able to, live the lifestyle that you want to live. But at the same time, I mean, some kids overdo it with the academics. It's crazy. You where do you struggle with academics? Is there a certain subject that you want to try to shy away from that you just can't stand?
No, I think it was just the a lot of people at my public school I went to. They graduated like 1,000 kids a class. I needed smaller classes, like personal one-on-one attention. And Faith Christian's graduating 93 in my class, so I have like 15 kids a class. I can get help anywhere if I need it, and the teachers just truly want to be there, and they enjoy their jobs, and they enjoy helping their students.
I wasn't I academically I was terrible. I was one of those kids with like a learning disability. Like, I mean, I'm talking about I I don't know. Like, even now, as an adult working a corporate job, I still struggle with like if you send me like a freaking 2-page email, I I shut down. I can't like I just shut down. I just pick up the phone and call the person. And
Yeah,
then and this person sums a 2-page email up in like 30 seconds. I'm like, well, just send me the cliff notes, send me the bullet points. And I didn't need all this right here because it's a lot. Like I could read like right now. I mean, I can almost read a book and couldn't tell you what happened in it.
yeah,
It's
comprehension.
yeah, still as a 40-year-old adult, I still struggle with that. So I mean, I get it. Some people need like different academic needs. So 10 years from now, maybe 5, 10 years from now, where do you want to see yourself?
I definitely want to see myself at a Division I college wrestling, and then hopefully from that point graduate and create my own business, get a job, that type of stuff. Live the life of an adult.
Do you have any interest of like, obviously, after even in college, but after college too, you have the opportunity to kind of wrestle on the kind of world circuit, do you have any plans of wanting to make world teams and stuff in college and after college?
Time will really tell with that. Right now, I'm not really interested in the wrestling after college. I mean, I definitely might try it out, but kind of just want to wrestle college and then get on with my life, really.
Right. Um, what about, so you did the Fargo? What about trying to make like a cadet world team this year? You thought about that?
Oops. Yeah, I definitely want to make a cadet world team. It's U17, so it's my last year to make one. I'll probably go down to the 45 kilogram class, 99 pounds. Hopefully, I'll be big for that class. Um, yeah, I'm not really too sure who's really projected to be there right now. It's so early to even think about that. Really,
Yeah. Well,
that's in April, I think, right?
yeah, I think it's actually, yeah, late April. Yes. Maybe not think about it now, but then like out of nowhere, it'll just creep up on you. You know, like
Yeah, keep
what?
falling. Sorry.
No, you're good, man. You're good. What do you have, like a holder, like a tripod that's holding your phone or something?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it unclipped.
No, it happens. It happens a lot. Yeah. So, you know, you if to ever make a world team, it'd be great. I mean, me being able to travel over to Italy with the cadet team and being able to help in the and coaching the world champion is probably one of the best things you can do. Best things. It was one of the best things as a coach is like you got kids over there who are representing this country. This great nation, the United States. Even though we have a lot of our issues over here, it's funny because like when you get over there and you see people from other countries and different cultures, it really lets me know how spoiled we are in the U.S. Like some of some of the things that I've seen over there, and I mean, and, like I think in the United States we're quick to complain about what we go through, and then you get over there and you see how those kids are from other countries, man, and they're just some of them are just in fights to survive, and wrestling's all they have. So, but yeah, just so you got. So are you gonna do the so no Super 32? Are you gonna do that Surge tournament?
Yeah, I'm registered to wrestle Surge.
Right. I actually came up and covered it last year. I actually liked it. I'm hoping that I can get try to get like a contingent group of like kids to come up and compete on it, but from North Carolina or something like that. But yeah, I mean, so what like plans for the rest of your day to day? What you got going on? Seems like you're kind of pretty wide open right now.
Yeah, the rest of the day, I think I'll go outside. I think I have to mow a field. So it's pretty much it, really.
So you got like a rod mower.
I have a tractor actually. We have a tractor that we mow with.
You at
Yeah, I
you
might.
at you are
What?
what? You are what? You said?
I think I might go sit out in a stand tonight. You can't hunt on Sundays, but I just like to be outside, so I might just go sit in a stand and watch some deer.
What? Why can't you hunt on Sunday? It's like a whole like
It's just like illegal in PA. You can't. I mean, it's like 3 Sundays a year you're allowed to hunt, but they set the dates for those Sundays. It kind of it's been like that since the 1900s, really. Like back then when a lot of people were religious and whatnot, and they used to go to church on Sundays. You just wouldn't hunt on Sundays.
right. Um, I I get it. You know what's funny about the whole thing with hunting is like, even though I know you can't do it, but I I can't tell you how many times I've just seen like 7, 8, 9 deer just sitting in a field, and I'm just like, well, that's like that's like easy clap right there. Like just to get out your car if you got if you got your you got your gun and you shoot them. Um, and it's crazy because I had a friend that did that, and I'm like, man, it's crazy how much trouble you could get into for
Yeah, it's like a federal crime.
for shooting an animal that could be that you're going to kill regardless, right? Or like, spotlighting a deer, like putting your
Yeah.
headlights on a deer. But what's just like spotlighting a deer to me? You fish, right?
Yeah.
Right? You know what jugging is, right? So they
Yeah.
might,
Yeah.
To me, that's like spotlighting a deer. To be honest, I mean, if you're able to kind of, I actually use like pool noodles, and put the string, hook, and bait, and wherever I'm at, like in a river, put them in like strategic points, and go
Right.
back and check them. And you just lift them up. You got big catfish on them. I mean, wouldn't you almost think that's kind of like spotlighting the deer? It's kind of, where's the
Yeah.
game part of it, But it's perfectly legal. And I remember pulling out, catfish like one by one, and something else. I know you don't do it to this extent, but everybody's on like TikTok. You see that whole thing about those fishermen that cheated, I don't know if you saw that, but I can't believe you didn't. It's been everywhere. So like last week, there's this team, this two-man team. And
they put lead weights in the fish.
like,
Yeah, I saw that on TikTok.
how do you the tournament director's like, let them out, don't do anything to them. It's like,
Yeah, because people were like threatening to beat them up and stuff. It was bad.
well, I look at it like that's the first time they've been caught, but it's not the first time that they've done it. If you catch
not at all.
Yeah, if you catch somebody doing something, 99% of the time, it isn't the first time that they've done what they've done. And it's like, so I wonder, like, how much money, like, think about that second place guy at every tournament, right? Like, that's like, I think a lot of them get paid money up until like a certain type of placement, but just think about that second place guy, man, that lost to him. Thinking now, I could have had, I left the tournament, had this much money when I could have had this much money, because guaranteed those guys were cheating, man. It's like, I don't really get into it like that. It was just one of those things where, I mean, it was just kind of foul. You watch football? You got a football team you like?
Yeah, I'm a Cowboys fan.
What? Is that a football team?
Yeah, Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, is that really a football team though?
Yeah. That's my team.
Never heard of them, but yeah. I mean, I didn't know that was a football team. Yeah. No, Carolina Panthers. We're terrible. It's just, how are you like it's crazy that you're a Cowboys fan living outside of Philadelphia.
Yeah. So I mean, really, I was like 7 or 8, and my mom, Eagles fan. She has season tickets. She goes to the games all the time. And like I just wanted to like get on her nerves with a team that like rivals, and the Cowboys were the rivals, and I was like, yeah, go Cowboys. I'm a Cowboys fan.
Right. Been to a game yet or
Oh yeah, I go every year.
That's crazy. You know what you got to do is you got to talk to your parents, and you got to, next time I'm at a tournament up your way, you got to reach in that freezer and grab some deer meat for me.
I got you.
Yeah. Hey, but I know you got to get out there and get the field mode and get in your stand, get in your deer stand. Real quick, you ever like get scared sitting in a deer stand? Sometimes they look like they're like all sorts of unsafe. Like,
No, not really. I don't really think about that stuff. I more get scared when I have to walk in the morning when it's pitch black and I know there's bears in the woods. When I have to walk out at night and it's pitch black and there's bear in the woods, I get more scared about that stuff than I do sitting in a tree stand.
well, the beauty of it is, like, if I have to walk out in pitch black, they won't see me. So, I mean, dude, they just won't see me. So I got the element of surprise on them. You ever had a close call or any kind of like rabid animal in doing all this?
Yeah, like 6 years ago, my dad shot a doe with his bow. And when my brother and I were little, he found them, but then he'd get us, wake us up, and we'd like blood trail them because if you shoot them, they drop blood and you find them. So blood trailing is like something we all love to do. And we actually got there, and there was about a 400-pound bear circling the deer, like, and it,
Yeah.
it just had it in its mouth, and it was dragging it away. So I mean, I was like 8 years old or 10 years old, so I was pretty freaked out.
Like um, in the state of New Jersey, that it's illegal to shoot a bear.
Why? I mean, I don't understand that.
Well, it's because like the why is what I hadn't figured out. But what if you ever go like look on YouTube, you'll just see like two bears basically brawling with each other over a trash can in a neighborhood. So like because they're not being able to shoot bears, they're now in abundance and they're like getting out into the neighborhoods.
It's not good.
Weird, just something I heard being discussed on the Joe Rogan podcast. Which I mean, usually Joe Rogan's on point about everything that he says, but like you see a bunch of like if you look at it, you see a bunch of bears like they're brawling with each other, man, and it's like that is freaking scary because the governor there made it to where like you can't really shoot them or something like that. But anyways, man, I'm gonna let you get to doing what you're doing. I do appreciate your time and insight on wrestling. So before you go, if people wanted to follow you and your career moving forward, where are you at on social media? Where can they follow you at?
Yeah, so I have Instagram. It's my name at Kole DavidHeiser. That's my Instagram. Yeah.
Is that it? I saw a Twitter pop up.
Yeah, I have Twitter. It's my name as well. All my social medias are just my name.
Yeah, I'm sure like when you create an account, that name's never taken. So
No,
unless it's
yes,
your brother.
especially Kole with a K. I don't know
Yeah,
any other Koles with a K.
yeah. I think if you use a Gmail account, you have to probably battle with your brother with the K DavidHeiser at Gmail or something because he probably that's probably what you run into too. Like
Yeah.
you and your brother almost kind of have close to the same like
Yeah, it's pretty similar. It's two letters off in the first name.
yeah. But anyways, man, I'm gonna let you go. Thanks for your time. Thanks for
Yeah,
your
thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
your insight on the sport, and just good luck this season. And
Appreciate it.
get it. Yeah, leave. Don't leave any regrets, man. That's all I'll tell you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, thank you. Everybody, that was Kole, DavidHeiser, Faith Christian Academy. Good kid. He's he's not wrestling in the Super 32. I thought I saw him register, but sometimes he just wants to make sure he can kind of get up to that weight class, and he's got a lot going for himself. Good kid. Hope you follow him, get to know him, and there you go. It's been another episode. Oh, yes, Neutral Zone Clean. I got to plug Neutral Zone Clean. You see it at the bottom of the screen. Neutral Zone Clean body wipes. There's a spray. There's wipes. There's soap. Bar soap. This is good for those times where you leaving any kind of a practice, whether it be jiu-jitsu, wrestling, any kind of form of combat practice. Maybe you got to spray your MMA and your boxing gloves out, spray your wrestling shoes out. All that is good for the protection of unwanted skin funguses. Kind of give you a little bit of time to go take a shower and do it the right way. So yeah, NeutralZoneClean.com, NeutralZone Body Wipes. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel here. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, website, crankmat.com. Talk to you guys later. Stay safe. Have a good day.